Hello, and welcome to the Owner and Investor series for Rich and Oliver. Today we're catching up with Rick and Susan, who recently sold their beautiful family home in the leafy suburb of Croydon in a difficult market. Let's go and have a chat with them and find out what it was like using Rich and Oliver as their agent. Rick and Susan, you looked at a few agents in the area before you chose Rich and Oliver. Can you tell us why you decided to go with Marco?
A couple of things. First of all, we did a little bit of searching of the net ourselves to see who sold who sold well in the area, and then we also had walked around the street. So again, we saw people's signs, and I think the Rich and Olivia sign is it stands out. It's nice and clear. The other thing is that I had a friend that I work with, and she had neighbours in a neighbouring suburb who sold through Rich and Olivia and was very happy with them. So always, I think a personal recommendation often has a lot of influence too.
And then both agents that we looked at came and met with us, and Marco was very low key but very urbane in how he was presenting it, and we thought it suited our style.
Yes, yeah. We didn't think it would be, because the house is a wooden house, we think it's a very attractive house, but not everybody likes wooden houses and the work that might be involved in maintaining it. So we did need to, think a little bit carefully about who would be able to sell the house.
And Marco went through it very professionally. He set out the terms of engagement, the costings and the advertising, so we thought that it would be a good way to market our property.
Yep.
How did you find the communication during the marketing campaign with Marco?
Well, Marco was very prompt in how he got the campaign started. He regularly updated us both on the phone, personally when he'd come and do the open for house inspections twice a week, and also we get an update on the advertising in the local papers, the Chinese newspapers, the online. So he wrote to us every week and kept us informed, so it was very comprehensive.
Yeah, and I think I found it very easy. I think the times that he suggested about having an open house on Saturday morning and then on Sunday afternoon made it easier for us. So Monday to Friday we could just relax, and then we would have to prepare for the open house for the weekend. So it just limited that sort of slightly pressured time to the weekend. So that worked better for us than having something midweek and something on the weekend.
Yeah, we were a bit surprised by that to begin with, because Sunday around 5:30 we thought, is that going to work? But in fact, as Susan said, it worked perfectly for us, so we could relax during the week, and whilst the house is pretty presentable, we wanted to make it almost perfect on the Saturday and Sunday, and we were able to get on with life during the week.
Now, speaking of marketing, what did you think of the video that we produced for you for online and social media marketing?
Oh, I really liked it, because also had a look, because we also were looking for property. We sometimes would look at ads for the places that we were interested in, and if there was a video I would look at that, and often that was more just one person coming in and talking about the place. I really liked it that the team from your agency were here, and that they all looked pretty happy, and that you all ended up on the deck here at the end. I thought it was a nice uplifting video. It looked like a happy place to be. So I liked it just in that way.
And it was great the way the drones started from the beginning, showing the aerial view and then the different angles that the camera used. So I thought it was a great marketing
we liked it.
approach. So.
We are clearly in difficult times. What did you think of the agency's attitude towards dealing with the current climate with regards to the lockdown laws and legislation changes?
Look, I think it's a worrying time for everybody, but I think that Marco showed his flexibility and his ability to get ahead of the curve, really, in terms of saying that he was, rather than doing it digitally, he was going to approach the different purchasers and do it old school way, and it worked really well. He was able to go and see them, talk to them and get offers, and the marketing went really well.
Yeah. I think the other thing too was that he was well, it was what you say, he was quick, but he also physically would have come at unusual times. So one night when he was negotiating between us and the purchasers, he arrived here at 7:30 in the evening, and then towards the end of us finalising the agreement between us, there was a little hiccup, and so Marco, as soon as Marco was aware of that, he came here. It was a thing about just sending the documents and technology, and Marco said he'll be here, and Rick was out walking, and then Marco arrived before Rick returned, and so he was flexible and quick, I think, so that worked well for us.
Now, you went through documentation recently with regards to the property and you found a little surprise. Could you tell us about it?
Yes, so I looked more carefully than we had when we bought the property at an old certificate of title that showed that this particular house was part of a Crown grant in 1816, and that it was sold, it was first built on and sold in 1915, and there'd been one family in the house until we then bought it 21 years ago. So I thought that was and so we will leave that for the next owners, because it's a bit of history that's a little bit different, and interesting about the area.
Now, would you recommend Marco and the team at Rich and Oliver?
Yeah, undoubtedly. He got us the price we wanted, and he made the process streamlined. It was really good.
Yeah, I think we already have.
Yeah.
I think we already have. So, yes, we certainly would.
Well, Rick and Susan, thank you so much for taking the time to share your story with us.
Good on you. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Amy.
And there you have it, another satisfied customer of Rich and Oliver. Thank you for tuning in to the Owner and Investor series, and we look forward to seeing you next time.